Yo everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is episode 1 of short antennas. I figured I'd do I guess 3-4 videos covering short antennas. Depending on which antenna video will be longer, A-type will be the shortest, B-type will be the longest probably. Today is B-type because it's the biggest and therefore most useful to learn, I guess. So yeah, I just made a map for B-type, and then we're just going to go over how to distinguish them and how to recognize the antenna as well. So just looking at my doc here, there's one kind of important thing to note about Russian coverage is the 2018 versus 2019 differences. So this is probably what shows it best, this area. As you can see, pink is 2018 and white is 2019. So 2018 is usually rural roads, like away from cities, and usually bigger roads. And then 2019 is like smaller roads inside cities or just outside of them. So with that in mind, if I know we're doing B-type today, but Pskov, for example, the pink is C-type and the white is tilted. So if you get C-type on a small road, you won't be in Pskov, if that makes sense. Well, there are small roads, like this is a small road, but like if you're on like a tiny random road, then you won't be in Pskov. Just like let me zoom in here, but so this is like the smallest road, but you can just learn this road. But like if you look at it compared to say like this or this, like this is tilted. Like all the small roads in cities, like this. Like if this was C-type, it couldn't be Pskov, even though Pskov has C-type, if you get me. So then you'd have to be somewhere with 2019 C-type, which would be like more so this area. And as you can see, if you go in here, the small roads inside cities are C-type antenna, like that. So that's useful to know. It's kind of, I mean, it's too much detail to like describe everything by words. Like I can't be like, oh, okay, yeah, C-type 2019, you're the here, 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 here. So you kind of have to learn it yourself by studying the JSONs. But it's useful to know, I would say, because there can be a lot of differences between them. Like yeah, like how you use them. Like this is very useful and helps urban rounds a lot because unless you're on the main road in a city, like C-type won't be like it cuts the area for C-type in half basically by only making it 2019 instead of 2018, which is a much smaller region as you can see compared to this. So that's something to note. But yeah, back to the antennas. So here are the 4 different antennas that aren't blurred or tilted. So how you identify them is A-type, the thing is on the right, like the top ridge here is on the right. B-type, the top ridge is on the left. Very B-type, it's like more pronounced, like the shape of it. So yeah, it can be hard, but the presence of smudges will confirm if it's B-type or not, and that works for every antenna except for tilted and Stavropol and blurred. So blurred will have a smudge in front of the car. Tilted in Stavropol will have a smudge like high above the car, and then B-type will always have a smudge, and then the other ones won't. And then C-type, the thing is lower down on it. So then, yeah, today we're going to be focusing on B-type, which will always have a smudge, which can be useful for region guessing, obviously, because the smudges differ by area. So if we go to Illusion Smudge Doc, there are two main. There's two simple ways of describing it. So I refer to them as back smudge or front smudge. And back smudge is variation A, which is this area and this area. So let me just get examples in game. I made smudge tags for where they're visible. So this is an example of back smudge. So back of the car, we've got this, this, and this. And this is 2018 back smudge. And 2018 back smudge, as we can see from the doc, is this area. And then we can go to 2019 back smudge, which will be the same thing, like 1, 2, but it will have 2 here as well. Instead of, like, the other one had, like, this has this, and this. So yeah, you can use that then, and then 2019 back smudge will be this area, which is pretty nice. And then all the other ones, I haven't learned the differences, but the smudge is in the front of the car. So front, like, so this is back of car, this is front of car, and it's front left. Then if we go to Saransk, it's the same. It's a similar smudge. It might not be the exact same, but like it's a similar shape, which is why I grouped them together without learning the exact differences, because it can be hard to determine, especially if you're on like forest or something, which one you're looking at. So I never bothered. But yeah, this is front of the car. Then Krasnodar will be front of the car. 2018 Yaka and Tumen will be front of the car like this. But yeah, for example, 2019 Yaka will have the 2019 A-type smudge, and then here will be front smudge as well, if we could see it. Yeah, like up there. This wasn't the best example. I couldn't find a very sunny one in Mariel. But yeah, wait. I was gonna click the wrong one. Okay, I could. Yeah, so this would be that one. So the front of the car. And yeah, it's pretty useful, especially for the Altai Cry and Novosibirsk versus Tumen, Yekaterinburg, Kurgan 50/50s. Because if you look at 2018, like you can see it's all in this area, but it's not in Yekaterinburg, Tumen, which is a common 50/50 with Altai Cry, I feel. So yeah, we're going to be using that a little bit today. But also you can use landscape, but you can use the ones as a crutch. We're going to briefly look at where B-type is. So big cluster here, obviously, and this will all have the back smudge, which is useful. For the most part, no city coverage, because there's no 2019 here. But it still goes into cities, but it's usually the main road through them. But it's usually more rural stuff here, but like as you can see, it goes into cities, or like passes by them, if you get me. Then there's obviously this area which goes into cities and doesn't go into cities, and then yeah, so it's got more rural stuff, and then it's also got urban stuff. But yeah, a lot of urban stuff here will be covered over, because Yaka got Gen 4. Tumen didn't get as much Gen 4, so it won't be as covered over. Same with Chelyabinsk. And then you've got this next cluster here, which we'll call Nizhny cluster. So I guess we'll call it Nizhny, Yaka, Novo, and then Ukraine, or I guess Belgrade we'll call it, and then South. So they're like the 5 main groups. But yeah, it's useful to know. You can when you're starting off, you can just learn which oblasts have them, but it's kind of useful to know which roads have them as well. Especially in like Rostov or whatever, because like, you know, this road, for example, in Rostov is C-type. So it's like, okay, it's B-type, so it's more likely to be this road or whatever. And then, yeah, it's just useful to know. And then not much coverage in Orenburg, so if you know where the coverage is, then you can get nicer guesses. And then there's like foggy stuff down here usually. Wait, where's my foggy stuff? Yeah, there's foggy stuff. But yeah, it's just like knowing the coverage is useful. Then if we look at one more last thing, we look at May coverage B-type. So we've got a lot in Yeka, including this very cool road over here, which is one of my favorite coverages in Russia for obvious reasons, because it's just very unique and very cool. It's a very nice vibe to it. So this is one cluster of May coverage, which is Yaka, which all has back smudge with the double. Did I get a clear example of that? Yes, I did, but not in May coverage, but there's some June coverage, but yeah. And then the rest of the May coverage is a little bit in Kostroma, which has the same smudge, but we have Kostroma pavement, and it doesn't feel super north like a lot of Yaka, and Yaka is also way hillier if we just look at terrain map. As you can see, most of the coverage is going into the Ural Mountains, so yeah, and then we've got some random stuff by Moscow, which I think uses the front smudge, yeah. So yeah, that's May coverage, and then yeah, typically further south you go, the more September the coverage gets, which you can use, or more October it gets. And then, yeah, that's the distribution. I'd recommend studying coverage and where it is pretty useful. But yeah, you can do that on your own. We'll just get into the map here. And yeah, let's begin. Okay. So immediately fairly barren landscape, very few trees, and the trees we do have are very short. So we're probably thinking southern with that. And then what else to say about this? I guess we do have front smudge, but you don't really need it. But it's kind of useful to know that the other option with like with dry coverage, like you're thinking, like if you're thinking Orenburg dry or here dry, but this will always have back smudge and this will have front smudge. So that's a useful one to know. So that can basically narrow down that we're in here, but I mean Orenburg looks different anyway. But yeah. And then I mean you kind of just have to learn the roads. So we're driving east. We've got a decent bit of vegetation, so maybe thinking this road. Oh really? Wow. Yeah, I mean those are the two options with driving east, but we just had a lot of vegetation, so I figured it had a bit too much vegetation for this road. But I guess we're on a river here, which you usually won't be right next to a river on this road. But yeah, the river was very close. That's a very green Illista. But yeah, let's keep going. So I don't know why I'm checking antenna, but as you can see, it's B-type. The thing is on the left, and it's not very clear. Then we have front smudge in the sky. We've got very flat landscape. We've got this grass, which I associate with Kazakhstan border. Like I don't know if it's even grass, but yeah, maybe some birch clusters here. We're not really close to them, so we can't fully decipher them. But we've got a lot of these bushes, which also feels good for Kazakhstan area. And then we can use the fact that we have front smudge to go not this area, but we can also use road angle and just vibe and pavement, I guess. But like, it's much easier to use the smudge, but like I don't really have to at this stage. But like, if you're starting out, you can use the smudge. But yeah, I mean, you can learn every road in Altai Cry and Novo, because like if you look at the coverage, right, like there's not much at all. So then you can just learn every road here, or even every road in Tumen if you want. But there's a little bit more in Tumen. But yeah, I mean that's kind of just what you have to do with Eastern Russia, unless you want to use the smudges. But yeah, this should be Tumen and north-south road angle. Maybe thinking this road, but again, could be this road. Okay, yeah, that's it was like slightly wider of a road than this road, and this road is like a white road, so it's thinner. Okay, here I think will be an Altai Cry with this wider shoulder pavement, and then road angle also helps, and then yeah, we can check for smudge. Hopefully I'm right. It looks like we have a back smudge there, and the other one's probably in the cloud somewhere here. And we don't see any front smudge, so that should confirm the Altai. But we got the same fields this time, and if we were to look at and say, like compared to like say this area, like let me find a good example. Like the fields just look different, It's like the fields it just like is different. Like the color is different. It just looks more lush in Altai Cry or whatever. I don't know what the word is, but like yeah, you can see. And then this is also a rolling hill landscape, and then up, then yeah, there's not much else. And then south, we'd have southern tree rows, which are these things, which we don't have in the lock either. Well, we have I mean, Altai has somewhat southern tree rows, but they're slightly different. But yeah, pavement and the wide shoulder helps a lot here for Altai Cry. And then north-south angle, probably somewhere here. Nice. Okay, probably a bit of a harder location, because, just looks harder. So B-type again, we can look for back or front smudge. Don't see any back smudge, so expecting a front smudge. Can't really see it, to be honest. But I think we'd see a back smudge, but we probably have the front smudge in the clouds here somewhere. So we can kind of guess which one it is without seeing which one it is. And then, okay. So if we have front smudge here, it's quite rolling hills. It's got a decent bit of mix of agriculture and forestation. I'm not really sure on this one. Because, like, it could be a yucca. Like this area of yucca, maybe. Where it's like a mix of forest and not forest, as you can see, like here. Or else the other option would be just Nizhny Chuvashia. We don't have Nizhny Sand, which, let me just show an example real quick of, which is a goated meta. So, like Nizhny is just super sandy, which we don't really have here, like this isn't sand. But yeah, Nizhny Sand, and then if you click anywhere else in Nizhny, you still have it. As you go further north, it becomes less common, but you still have it. And yeah, so we're not super sandy, so probably not Nizhny. So then we don't have Saransk Sunny meta, which is this super sunny coverage for 99% of the oblast, as you can see. So we don't have that. So then we're left with Chuvashia or Yaka, I guess, with front smudge on this. I mean, it could be this area, but we've got a lot of birches, more so than I'd expect in this area. So I'm going to try Chuvashia. Road angle probably fits for main road here, maybe. And it was that area of Yaka, but, that's a weird Yaka, I feel. The crop felt kind of weird, but I guess the trees... I guess that's a birch cluster, per se, and every tree is a birch tree. Maybe that's a birch cluster. Okay, wait, I didn't realize that all of these are birches. Okay. Yeah, the fact that all of these are birches should point us towards Yaka. But I just kind of assumed we'd be west with this. Really? Okay. I haven't seen this in Yaka before, to be honest. Like, this much crop? Like, that's a lot. But yeah, hilliness makes sense for Yaka, and then the trees were the bigger clue that I chose to ignore, but still works out nicely. Like, the birches work nicely for Yaka. Okay, probably going to be... I mean, we've got hills, so it won't be that hard of a lock, I feel. But expecting back smudge with the hills. And yeah, we have back smudge here, and this one here. And the other one's over here somewhere. So yeah, if we go to... So it's going to be 2019 with back smudge, with the second type of back... Well, yeah, I mean, with mountains, it's going to be this area, rather. And then with back smudge, it'll be 2019 in this area. So then, Chelia, feeling good in the mountains here. Yaka is mainly May coverage where it's in the mountains. Like, this is the most mountainous part, and this is all May coverage. Same up here. So then, probably just thinking Chelia. Could see an Orenburg, but I feel like we've got too many trees for Orenburg, and we've got a lot of birches. So probably just thinking somewhere in the mountains here in Chelia, because this is way too hilly to be anywhere else with this. And also, you can kind of use the fact that this road would not have coverage in the Altai Mountains, because if we go to here, like, it's just the main road, and, like, the road does not get smaller than this, and when we're through the city, it's the main road through the city, no? Like, it's like that, and then that's the only area I could be with mountains, and then same with Kemerovo, it's still a bigger road than that, so then, yeah, you're kind of just left with Chelyabinsk with mountains then. Okay, I keep losing where the map is. Okay, back smudge here, single back smudge, very overcast, which is quite interesting. We've got this sticker on the pole, which is a meta for Kazakhstan border, for the most part. Kazakhstan border east. I'll link it in the description, or yeah. Yeah, I'll link it in the description. Yeah, so we have that. We've got the same fields as last time that we got in the Alta Client 2-win rounds. So that also feels good. Then I'm not really sure where the overcast coverage was, but we have back smudge, so it should be here. And then I guess with the north-south angle, you're probably thinking somewhere on this road. Good luck getting the oblast, though, because, I mean, could be either of them. No, ironic curve, what? There, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, okay. And then you can also use the position of the sticker on the pole, but I don't really use that. I just use the presence of the sticker. And, oh, I didn't think of it, but I think Novosibirsk versus Altai would have different position, I think. I'm not sure. Wait, wait, where was that lock? Was that lock in Altai or Novo? I forget. Anyway, Okay. More forested, quite hilly, I would say. So probably thinking Ural Mountains with that again. We can look for back smudge, which we'd expect. Oh, no back smudge. Interesting with the size of the hill here. Maybe we just can't see it because I can't really think of where else this would be. But I guess that's part of it, yeah. And then the other part would be this thing. And then the other part. So yeah, it's back smudge. We've got mountains. We've got a lot of trees. So probably not thinking Orenburg again. So probably just Chelyabinsk, if I had to guess. And then, yeah, trees fit. If you saw in the last video, like the way the forests grow are just like goofy. And like there's a surprising lack of birches, which we saw last time in this area. I went further away. But yeah. Okay, is that very B or B? I mean, we can check for smudges to confirm. Wait, what? Why is there no smudge? Wait, is this actually very B? I know there's a smudge. Yeah, so it's hard to tell sometimes, but it should be B because we have a smudge here, but that's something you can use if you're unsure. And that would be back smudge. So then, feeling fairly dry southern trees, I would say. For the most part, very short, no birches or pines or anything. So then, thinking pretty south of that, and then let's just look at the map. So probably thinking this area, and this is the back smudge area, so it would be, wait, I was just going to draw like this. So this is back smudge, which is what we have. But I mean, it's also too hilly for this area, and it's not dry enough for this area. So then we're kind of just left with this area anyway, with how southern the vegetation feels. So yeah, wide enough road. Huh. Is it ever Belgorod wide road meta? I'm gonna try that, even though it felt a little bit more south. Yeah, okay, it's Kursk. Wow. I'm surprised that's northern Kursk, to be honest. It felt pretty south, but yeah, this road would be wider because it's the M4, and then this road wouldn't be as wide as that. So then we kind of couldn't go Rostov, because if we look here, okay, well, that's not actually on the highway, but like this divided properly, and then this is thinner. So then we are kind of left with Belgrade, and Belgrade has a lot of big roads. Like most roads in Belgrade are divided for like no reason at all, because why not? As you can see, they have a bunch of divided roads. No idea why. Maybe it's because it's bordering, so there's a lot of, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this road in Kursk, which makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's still fairly southern in terms of Russia. It was too southern trees to be this, I would say. So this makes most sense. Well, Belgrade made most sense, but Kursk is a possibility for sure. And then yeah, it didn't feel dry enough for Orenburg either. I keep forgetting where the map is. Okay, there goes the 3 Oblast streak, but this area is quite hard to Oblast streak. Okay, we're staring at back smudge immediately. And then, yeah, the way the trees are, the bushes, all checking out for east, I'd say. Maybe some birch clusters here, definitely a birch cluster here. So it should feel good for east, and then, so we've got back smudge, so probably thinking the Altai-Cry stuff, because I think Yaka, because I don't think Tumen has a back smudge, like this one. Okay, it's like, actually no, that's in Yaka. So yeah, Tumen wouldn't have it, and then the places in Kurgan with 2019 are fairly forested. So like here, forested, here, forested. So I think it's like too open for Kurgan. I guess it's here. Here's an option, but like the pavement, and yeah, I think it feels just slightly more like Altai-Cry, but yeah, and then it's too open for Yaka. So then it'd rather be there in Kurgan, but the soil feels more Altai-Cry. Maybe it's not though. Because where does the angle make any sense for? What? Maybe it is Yaka. I was just a cursed like South Yaka. Yeah, I guess I'll try a cursed South Yaka. Like this area maybe. Okay, what's this road over here? But yeah, I mean, that's skill issue for me not thinking it was Yaka, but I guess the main road makes sense, but I just didn't expect the main road to have 2019. that far away from cities. But wait, what? Okay, I've never. This is where we were, which I haven't seen before. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It had to be South Yucca because like here is like hillier, and then it gets forested when it's not hilly. Uh, but yeah. So then we were just left with this area here, and then I guess overcast is a thing, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you can just use road angle. I didn't do this on purpose, but maybe I subconsciously did that. That's kind of funny. And then yeah, everything else was nice. 25 minutes in, so we'll keep going for another bit. B type again on a main road. This is probably as hard as you're gonna get because it just feels too vague because, or like, it's just the way the lock is. It's weird. Like close to like clearing like for petrol stations, and then the hills are probably like it's been dug through. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure on this one. I'll be honest. This is about as generic of a Russia lock you can get. I would think. Hmm. Like I think I just click like this area here. Uh, just like some random coverage here would kind of make sense. Do we have Nizhny Sand? Oh, we actually could go Nizhny Sand with this. Uh, okay, that's fairly. Actually, it's not super sandy, but there's a good bit of sand. But it's not like as chaotic as the sand often is in Nizhny, which I said in a previous video, I think. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I guess I'll try Ivanova. It's Altai Cry. I'm never getting that. What? Really? Is that an Asian car? Oh, it is. Okay. I mean, that helps, but I'm not going Altai Cry here ever. Uh, I know there's a lot of birches, but I just don't trust them. I mean, this looks quite Eastern, I guess. But this is all hindsight cope. This is just a cursed location. And it, like, I don't know, the closer you get to petrol stations, the weirder it gets. That's the meta. But this is a really weird Altai Cry. So it's like this forest here, which doesn't actually have coverage except for this one tiny bit. Okay. Very dry. Too flat for Orenburg. Also probably too dry for Orenburg. So we're kind of just left with a Lista. So driving south, probably same road as earlier, or driving southeast rather. Okay, nice. Still have to mute my mic for a second. Hmm. Okay. So quite hilly. I feel like the grass feels more western this time. Probably won't have back smudge, which is correct. So then we're expecting a front smudge somewhere. I don't know if you can hear me drinking, but I took a drink. I should probably work on that. Look at settings. So yeah, it's fairly hilly. So if we look at train map, we can see a lot of hills in this area, which is a very hilly part of Russia, relatively anyway. So probably thinking this area is most likely. We don't have back smudge, so it won't be this area, but like you'd expect this area to have like different tree rows like we saw in Kursk last time, like there's birches in these, which you wouldn't really expect for the bordering oblast, I feel. And then yeah, probably a bit too many trees for that area as well, and then it's not as agricultural, it's just like empty fields, I guess. So Nizhny Chuvashia makes most sense. Not really sure which one I'd go. And it's Chuvashia, okay. Yeah, road felt slightly more Chuvashia, but I mean that's fake. A lot of trucks here, interesting. Front smudge, interesting yellow line here as well. Uh, hmm. Again, it's kind of a hard round. You can tell we're close to a city because of how many cars there are. So, again, it's the kind of round I struggle with. Quite sandy. Might try Nizhny again. But that, I mean, it's sandier than the Altai Cry Road round for sure. But again, it's not as chaotic as you'd expect in Nizhny. And also, I feel like you get sandier close to like truck stops and stuff because I don't know why. I feel like that's just a thing though. Yeah, I'm not really sure on this one. I'll be perfectly honest. Maybe Smudge would help distinguish Nizhny and Yaka, which are like the two options with how many trees there are. But it is Nizhny and it's the main road. Yeah, I probably should have clicked that. I guess, yeah, I mean, I can't really explain that one, I'll be honest. My apologies. This is... What is this? Why does this have coverage in Elista? So it should, yeah, I mean, it should be Elista, like very flat, no trees. Looks like the last lock, but why does this have coverage? It's very weird that the Google car went off the main road in 2018 Elista. Unless we're in a deek. Are we actually in a deek? It's like, it went off the road in like this area, but it doesn't line up. Unless it's like downtown Adik, but I'm just gonna send because it should be Elista. It was downtown Adik, yeah. So the Google car got a little goofy down here. So it stays on the main road for like everything basically. Like it doesn't leave this town, leaves this town, doesn't leave anything here. Well, does this for whatever reason. Let him cook. There's some, yeah, the Elista one did some questionable stuff, but it did some really questionable stuff down here, and it felt super dry. So I thought we were maybe in this area with this coverage, but then like as it leaves the road maybe like this, but then it didn't line up. So then I checked the deek, which I knew had coverage as well. But yeah, nothing else really has coverage that isn't on a main road. So then yeah, with how dry it was, probably down this area as well, because this is way more dry than up here, which like yeah, you can just see the difference like that. Yeah, let's keep going. That was a very hard alt right? Okay, back smudge, southern vegetation. So we can confirm that we're in this area. Because again, it's too hilly for a Lister probably, and it's also not as dry as a Lister would be. So then it's also too hilly for the Krasnodar area with B, which is this area. Like this is perfectly flat. Well, not perfectly flat, but you can see it's flatter than the lock is. So then, kind of just lining up road guessing, I kind of thought this would fit. Maybe, this road. Because it feels fairly south, but again, it could be Belgrade Voronezh. And it was this road. I can't really explain that. It felt more dry than the last lock in Kursk. So then, it would probably be Southern Voronezh, Southern Belgrade, or Rostov. And then, I covered checked this road like 10 minutes ago, as you saw. And then it looked fairly similar, but it just felt like way drier. Like if you look at this is super dry. And then, yeah, just made sense. I guess very sunny is probably a meta, but I haven't invested into that. Divided road, front smudge, very sunny. So, okay, very rolling hills. Trees don't feel super southern. We've got Kazan like pines, so probably thinking somewhat closer to Kazan than southern. Front smudge, so then it won't be this area, which is nice, but again, I don't think the Kazan pines would be that area. So then, with how hilly it is and how open it is, Saransk makes most sense, and that also makes sense with the sunny coverage. That we're in like a massive interchange, which is interesting. That doesn't line up. Does that line up? Not on that. No. Hmm. Maybe we're here. I'm not really sure where we are. But how is there such a big interchange here? What? Like, I thought it was Saransk, but nothing was lining up, so then I got confused. But it's just a massive interchange by another city. And why is this road divided? What? Yeah, it's only divided for the interchange, which is interesting. But sure. Yeah, it was just super... I mean, we had Saransk Sunny meta. And then it was pretty not forested and very hilly. And then Kazan Pine kind of looking things. Where were they? These... So yeah. Okay, Alista again. A lot of Alista on this map. But I guess because the way I did it was I took the arbitrary refrigeration provided by melting ice and then just like removed every oblast that didn't have B type, and then I like deleted like half of an oblast based on year. But since 99% of 90% of a list is coverage is B type, it basically didn't get reduced at all. So then there's just a lot of Alista in the map, and then probably similar happened with Altai Cry because it's very little Gen 4, it's very little long antenna, it's just all B type. But yeah, this is just Alista moment. And then yeah, you can learn driving directions for Alista, so it goes like this to down to here, then Astrakhan it comes like this, then the white road in Astrakhan goes south, and then the yellow road in Astrakhan goes north to about here, and then end of coverage. And then this road goes north, this road goes north, this road goes west, I think? Let me double check that one. But this road just looks different anyway, so that's why I'm not certain of the driving direction. Yeah, this one's going west. I think it's always going west, yeah. Always going west, and then this is always going north, or else maybe it goes both ways actually. But yeah, this is always going north, this is going south, and then as I clicked here, this is going north for a little bit, and then it turns around, but I don't think I published coverage on the way back. And then this one's always driving south. So then, yeah, you can kind of just learn the roads like that, and then they also look kind of different as well. So yeah, it should be this one because it's driving east and it's dry. Okay, that's a devious angle though. That's tough. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense as well. It's another option. But it's just a very hard angle to guess on, I feel. Okay, back smudge. Trees don't feel super southern. We've got some birches in the tree rows, but then the rest feel fairly southern. Probably, I think, is that a poplar or a birch tree? It looks kind of weird, but it looks like a birch poplar kind of thing. We've got sunflowers as well, so with B-type we'll be in this area, because the area else would be like blurred or C-type in this area. And then Saransk won't have it, and then Nizhny won't have it. So then, yeah, like yeah, I mean, you can get it here. Technically, you can probably find sunflowers somewhere. Yeah, but again, the soil is very different. As you can see, we've got Orenburg soil, which is very red. So then, let me get back to the game. Hopefully my keyboard isn't too loud. But yeah, back smudge. Very sunny again, so maybe you're thinking that same road in Rostov, but we've got a birch tree, so probably not. But yeah, we have sunflowers. Voronezh, Belgrade both feel good, because, I mean, sunflowers exist in Kursk. I think we got them in the last video, or like some other time. But, okay, Voronezh, same thing. But they're very rare in Kursk, so Belgrade, Voronezh are most likely with sunflowers. RIP 7 Oblast streak, but bordering Oblast is always nice in Russia. And that's kind of what you're aiming for, I feel. Okay, back smudge, but we've got the same grass again. And then we've got the, like you get this pavement in, like, specific sections of Altai Cry, just randomly, where it's, like, recently paved, or whatever. So it should be Altai Cry then, I guess, and then smudge confirms, but then we've got this stuff, which is how I'm distinguishing east versus not east most of the time. Interesting angle for sure. Just gonna send and see where it is. Okay, yeah, it's there. Because it didn't look like this road here because of the brushed pavement, but yeah, the angle was suspicious. Decent game. Guess we'll do one more. 38 minutes in. Okay, we got our first May coverage of the video. So the trees are not as fully grown, as you can see. Maybe have some yellow flowers in places. Don't see any. But yeah, we have the trees aren't as fully grown, as you can see, like they're slightly yellowy, and then the leaves aren't fully developed, and maybe the grass is also a thing. So then very north, very sandy, but again, it can't be Nizhny with May coverage, and it's also just northern sand, like probably close to Surgut, like water, like this water, which is why it's so sandy. Wow, it's that far south, and I guess it's just this water. I thought the sandiness would be more north, but maybe, yeah, I guess the trees weren't super thin, but they were just kind of thin. But yeah, May coverage is a nice one to just kind of insta-send Yaka on, if it's like that. Ulitsa Komsmol Lavsky. Sure. Does it say anything here? Because I don't like this round. Nope. And I'm bad at reading. Yeah, not the most cool of locations. I don't know why I'm about to zoom antenna. So we've got back smudge here, I think. Hmm. Not really sure what to do with this round. Hmm. I mean, it's just urban. I don't see any specific metas for specific cities, unless I just don't know them. Meat and wine is funny. It's just like a not funny, but it's an interesting one for sure. Kunin something. There's a tank. I feel like someone would know that tank. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Feels vaguely dry. Feels vaguely flat. So maybe you go Alt-I-Cry with that. That's a crazy rhyme, though. Yeah, it's Kurgan. I guess that's the other option because it just felt like kind of dry, but not super dry, and it was also flat, so Kazakhstan made the most sense. Uh, but again, urban coverage more likely in Kurgan, I guess, because Altai-Cry did not get 2019 coverage, as we can see by zooming in here. It exists, but again, I mean, we were on a main road, so it could have been. But again, I mean, I haven't clicked everywhere in Kurgan, but like as you can see, this is 2019. But yeah, that's just cringe in urban because you can't learn the road. Yeah, I mean, Altai versus Kurgan, like you kind of just have to learn the road a lot of the time. And then urban you can't. So then it's tough. Okay. Flashing front smudge here, yeah. Interesting things here. They're almost like Kazan pints, but they feel slightly off. Yeah, these are like Kazan pints, but I feel like I don't want to trust them. But okay, yeah, we have fireweed. Pink flowers here. So then probably like Smolensk is the southernmost fireweed, but then I wouldn't really associate it with Nizhny at all. And then it would be like everything like Smolensk, this. Like it avoids Nizhny, and then you'd get it in Yaka as well. So then I guess it's just Yaka with fireweed and B type. I can't really see what else you can send. Because nothing else is as far enough north to get it. Interesting intersection. Maybe findable. Gonna briefly look. Yeah, I've given up on looking. Because it's not the exact place I thought it was. So I'll just send. Okay, it's actually just the main road. Okay. Actually, I guess main road makes sense, but I just had PTSD from this round. This is a very based road. So, I mean, it's very dry. It's very hilly. It's too hilly for like a Lista. And we'd probably even have birch trees if we were closer. That might be a birch tree. You can kind of see the white bark peeking through, which would also rule out Alista. That's another way to like help the Orenburg Alista 50/50. They're both dry, but Orenburg often has birch trees, whereas Alista should never. And if there's a birch tree in Alista, that's just the worst location of all time. And we have Backsmudge, which confirms it here. Hard to see with the clouds, but you can still see these ones here. So yeah, it should be Orenburg with how dry it is. Like these hills with 0 trees in them. And then I kind of thought it might be the Kuvandik road. I guess that lines up quite nicely. Yeah, 2 meter plonk is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, you just have to know where the coverage is, and then we were going through the hills, so I was like, okay, maybe it's details. But yeah, like there's not much coverage here, right? So this was the only one that made sense with how big the hills were. Because like this one, I mean, you go through a mine here, you don't go through hills, but it's still, yeah, I mean, it could have been. And then the Western Orenburg stuff, the soil is redder and it's not as dry, and the hills aren't as big, but they're kind of big at times. Like Bugor has decently sized hills, as you can see. Yep, that's that. I keep forgetting which direction the map is in by control tabbing. Okay, no back smudge. We have front smudge. This is kind of a hard one. I feel like it's just human. It's a bit hard to explain. Like the tree road doesn't. It just feels off. Like. On our actually, I think this stuff is like quite eastern. There's like these branches for whatever reason. We don't see enough of the grass. We don't see much landscape at all, but we can see it's fairly flat out here, which would make most sense for achievement because most of the other B-type areas are quite hilly, unless you're going south, but I don't think you can go south with these trees. So then we're just left with achievement, I feel, with how flat it is. It could be a Yaka, but it would be a bit cringe if it was Yaka, and it's achievement, but it's in a place with Gen 4. Well, technically not, because the Gen 4 stopped for whatever reason. So, like, there's Gen 4 here, and there's Gen 4 here. Wait, Gen 4 here? Why is that short? That long antenna is cursed being there, wherever that was. But yeah, so there's just short antenna here for whatever reason. Keep going the wrong way. But yeah, it was flat in the distance, and then the trees made sense for achievement. This is very base road, so we've got altai cliff faces, I would say. Like, if you just covered check altai, it's like it's super common, even in long antenna, like, just the way the cliffs are going. I guess more so this area. But like, yeah, the way the rock faces are, you can see this very rocky mountains. This is super cool, what? I mean, it's a super cool mountain range, but this is a very cool example of that. But yeah, with B-type short, we should beat the road to Chernal, or just go on all ties. So yeah, just rock faces, and then yeah. Just click in there. It was the road to Chernal, but that works. Okay, this is a bit of a harder one as well. Usually the more forested it's harder. You need to be able to see a mix of forest and landscape, I feel, because you need to be able to distinguish the topography. Okay, I would say we don't have Nizhny sand. It's not very sandy at all. Like, we've got bits of sand like this, but it's not enough to be Nizhny. And then with forest, like, I'm not sending anywhere here without Nizhny sand in a forest, because most of it would have Nizhny sand. And then, I mean, I kind of just thought it was like this road up here, but I'm just gonna send and see at the other road. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to learn the roads. Like, it's kind of cringe to say, because obviously, like, yeah, I mean, there's very little, like, yeah, just North Yakub vibes. Yeah, it's hard to point the words, which I apologize for, but that's just the way some Russia locations are. And yeah, that was a rough way to lose score, but nice seed overall otherwise. Yeah. What else to say about that game? Nothing. Okay, well, let's do one more. Oh, this is a cool road. Luckily, we got this road. Because it's very cool. So pavement helps a lot. It's very like, so I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just like grainy, I guess. We will have back smudge. We have Russian olives, which are these things, which are very strong meta for Kazakhstan border, but like very close to Kazakhstan border. So like here in Chelia, places in Kurgan don't really have coverage that are that close to Kazakhstan, except this road, of course. And then South Omsk will have them, and then Western Altai Krai will have them, and then you also get them in Orenburg and like this area down here. So just Kazakhstan trees. Should be called Kazakhstan olives, but these are called Russian olives. So yeah, with how flat it is and like not super dry, we won't be Astrakhan obviously. With dryness, too flat for here. We have back smudge, so it won't be here, but also the road angle makes no sense for the area right next to Kazakhstan, as you can see here. Makes no sense. So then we're kind of just left with this base road in Altai Krai. I think, unless it's Chelyabinsk, but we only have single smudge here. We don't have the second one. But again, you can kind of just learn the road. We're driving south, so we should be south of Slavgorod, which is this town here. Where is the angle, though? What? feel like the angle is slightly off. I'm just gonna send. Oh, that's okay. That's why the angle is weird. It's like as far, yeah, okay. That's like as the road ends. I kind of suspected it, but yeah, that's a cool road to get. It's a nice one. So I'll just show where that coverage is. So it comes down here. It starts getting sunset, but again, this road is like, it's not as dry, but it's similar like width and pavement, and then you get into sunset, and then there's like very cool coverage in Slavgrad itself. If I could find the exact panos that have the cool coverage. What happened to the I think the coverage got deleted because yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find the cool coverage because I think it's just been destroyed. Because what happened here? Yeah, rip Slavgrad. What? This used to all be connected. Did this get updated to like 23 and the road got updated or something? No, it's still 2019. What happened here? I guess it's not mapped perfectly, but I swear this used to. That's weird. Anyway, so then this road drives north. Uh, yeah. Oh, we're passing out of Kara. That's why we're on the wrong side of the road. But yeah, as you can see, it's driving north. And then that goes up to here, into Karasuk, where, why is this tagged as 2014? I don't know. But you get this coverage here. And then it goes down here. There's some very baity sections in this area. Some of you might have seen before, where you kind of just have to learn the road. I mean, Alta Cry is just learn the road simulator. But if you just click down most of Alta Cry, you can learn it. But again, this is kind of cursed. If you haven't learned the road, this is a super cursed location. We might have stickers on these things, maybe, from time to time, to suggest that we're near Kazakhstan, but if you don't have them, it can be very, very hard to get this right. What else? Yeah, that's that road, and then it comes into Rubovsk, and then we have some Gen 4 here, and then it goes back up this way, and then there's also this road, which is quite baity in places, because there's Kazan pines, and there's also this, because, like, good luck. But yeah, that's Altai Cry, but you can't have them on the roads because it is baity. Okay, very flat. It's driving west. So driving west, we should be on this road or this road. And then we've got redder soil, so probably thinking more Astrakhan. And then the angle also fits here, so I'm going to send that in. And then, yeah, I mean, we've had it listed like 100 times so far, so I'm just going to rush it. Okay. The way the trees are feel fairly eastern. Most trees are birch trees, and then they're like scattered in a weird way. I think that might say Bernal, but I don't know if I should trust that. Don't have Smudge to help us here. Feels more Bernal to me. It's a little bit hillier. And then soil is probably a little bit darker than the other ones, but again, could be any of them really. I'm not really sure. We've got a big roundabout to the north. 5k, but clueless. I don't see it. I'm just gonna send. Oh, it's the road we just looked at, but yeah, okay, tough. And I guess it said Bernal then. Let me just check to make sure. Yeah, I probably imagine it saying Bernal because I thought we were near Bernal. But yeah, if it works, it works. Okay. Got this coverage, which is weird. We should have back Smudge 2019 edition. Yeah. But yeah, like slightly red soil. Felt fairly dry as well. So feels good for Orenburg or Chelia. Maybe have a Russian olive there. Not fully certain on that one. We've got these flowers, which I do kind of associate with this area from time to time. But it's also just like this line, I feel. Like that. I don't know. You get them along, Ufa. But yeah, if we look at 2019 B-type, we'll probably be in this area, and then it's probably too flat for Orenburg, I feel. So probably thinking like a South Chelia. But again, it's urban, so it's a little bit harder. But maybe trying a Kartali in South Chelia. Boom. Okay, it's just Western Orenburg where it's a little bit flatter. Yeah, soil makes sense for here, but I'd expect to see some elevation here, but again, it's urban, so it's a bit unlucky. Yeah, it just felt too flat for here. But if you were to go like outside the city, then you'd see elevation. Oh, this is cursed. What? Maybe this city isn't as hilly as I thought it was. I swear you'd get some elevation. Yeah, you see some there, but yeah, okay, yeah, this is what I was expecting. But we couldn't see that from within the city, so it's kind of hard. Also, we got 2015 coverage. What? Orenburg 2015 exists? What? New to me. I guess it's like 99.99% covered over. But I'll have to look at that at some stage. Yeah, I guess I'll just finish the seed. But that was the end of the Oblast streak. But again, it's urban and it's bordering, so that's about as good as you can ask for. No back smudge here, so we'll have front smudge, and then like I'm not sending not east with this many birches. Like I know birches aren't exclusively east, but like when you have this many, you just gotta send east, I feel, and then some clusters, and then real Kurgan bollard meta. Quite common in Oblast that's border Kurgan. And then we have fireweed, so probably thinking more north, so Yaka. And then yeah, don't know which road. Really, 2 men with fireweed. Okay, it's this cursed area again. That's a hard one. Yeah, I'm not going Tumen there. Well, you could go Tumen, but like close to Yaka. But yeah, I mean that's a hard one, especially with fireweed. That's quite weird. Maybe just get fireweed in Tumen. I'm not really sure. It's still relatively north. But I thought it'd be a bit further north. But yeah, that's the end of that. Yeah, 56 minutes in. I guess I can just click around in this for a little bit to cover areas we didn't get. So we didn't get much Nizhny, but Nizhny very sandy a lot of the time. And then yeah, like and I'm looking for some chaotic sand where it like goes varies in depth, but it's fairly uniform. But again, it's like in the grass versus like on the grass, if you get me. And then this doesn't really look like Nizhny, but it's sunset, so you can kind of get the road from that. This area is just like hills with somewhat dry feeling. This is a very flat Belgrade, to be honest. But yeah, it's just like somewhat southern tree roads, quite hilly, and then Belgrade has a lot of divided roads. Kursk is kind of cursed at descent with short antenna a lot of the time, because it's got less coverage than Belgrade. But you can kind of just learn the roads, but it just looks fairly similar. It's looking a little bit sandier than Belgrade from just the clicks I was doing there, but that might be skid, so I haven't looked into it that much. Voronezh looks like Belgrade, but like I mean these three look the exact same, and then this road will be yellow outer line most of the time if I get to a non-intersection. Okay, never mind. But again, you can just learn the road. It's quite hilly, it's quite dry, and it's a divided highway with a very north-south angle. This road is cursed, but I guess that smudges on a lot of it. Never mind. But yeah, it just feels too dry to be the northern ones. We have sunflowers, and then I guess the hills are probably useful. Which hills are they? Oh, these hills on this river. Okay. The Reka Kalitva. Cool. Kalitva, I guess. Yeah, you get these hills in Voronezh as well, but I wouldn't really associate them in Belgorod. And then you've got this east-west road, which just almost looks like Krasnodar, but it's got different smudge. And then Krasnodar is just very flat. We've got southern trees, and then yeah, I mean all of Krasnodar looks the exact same. So you've got northeastern Krasnodar pavement, but B-type doesn't go northeastern, but it's like whiter pavement in northeastern Krasnodar. We've got this entire area. This is Astrakhan's like the hardest one, especially this, but again it just feels like deserty. What's happening here? I don't know. And then this is a little bit more vegetation than Alista, because we're on the Volga River. What else do we have? Saransk, Sunny Meta, Chuvashia just looks like Nizhny, but the roads are a little bit worse. And then you get to this area, which is more forested. It's kind of hard 50-50 with Yaka, but it's usually sandier than Yaka. Trees are kind of suspicious on this lock, not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm going Vladimir here, but it is May coverage, I guess, so it's a little bit more gettable with that. talk to my mom for a second. But I'll be going to put that soon. Yeah, so this is just more forested. Maybe expecting some purple flowers from time to time, like we've seen before, but not really seeing them here. It's more common in long antenna for whatever reason. They killed all the flowers in the 6 years in between, 2013 and 2019. But yeah, this is a bit of a harder area. Moscow, just Moscow like, unlucky. You get it. Oh, this road is divided as well. That's a good one to learn. Just random B-type divided and sometimes May coverage, but this May coverage is harder to tell a lot of the time. But we do have yellow flowers, so that might point you towards May coverage. North Moscow, same thing. We've got northeastern Kostroma with the bad roads, slightly red soil and then May coverage. And yeah, North Nizhny's kind of cursed. But again, we've got chaotic sand, but the sand is like turning red because as we approach Kirov red soil, and then it's just red soil. We've got Chelia with the mountains, we've got Chelia with flat and dry. We've got Yeka. This road looks like perm from times with the red soil. There's this foggy road. There's this foggy road. Then there's some 2019 May here, some more 2019 May all the way up along here, and then some very northern coverage here, where the trees are fairly short and the soil is fairly dark the further north you go. Kurgan, kind of cursed in 2019. A lot of it has this smudge, which is useful, and then has the back smudge, which we won't really see on a lot of locations, but it's there. And then urban, this is just cursed. Good luck ever getting that right. And then Chumin is just flat with the eastern fields and Kurgan bollards. And then most of Kurgan will be very B-type, which we'll cover in another video. There's a little bit in Surgut, which can be cursed, but it just feels too north if you look at these trees. Like, you just gotta go super north with these. There's one road in Mariel that, like, looks suspiciously like this road. If you go to here, I think. Yeah, but this is blurred. So, yeah. If it looks like Surgut and it's blurred, then you go there. And then there's this road as well, where this is Gen 4. But again, it feels a little bit more north, and we've got Surgut sand. Then we've got this whole area where you can learn the roads. My place of Barabinsk vibes. And then a little bit in Novo. Some weird stuff, but we've got, I mean, this is a hard Novo. Soil is quite suspicious for it even. Tomsk, unlucky if you get this. It was one of the 2018 urban ones. Yeah, to speak to someone again. Then Kemerovo sunny meta and also foggy meta on this road, but a lot of it is quite sunny, especially in the south. And then there's mountains as you get here, and then there's a very cool town here with like a railway running through it. If I can find it. Where's my railway? You can see it, but you can't see it. Tough. But yeah, there's this town, Mezhechensk, but the mountains are useful. Then you've got this road here, and you've got flat with mountains here, and also Bisk Smudge, which is common in this area, and then cool. But yeah, is that everything with B-type? Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything in the video. Then this area with like red soil and fairly hilly, while also feeling kind of dry, and then sunflowers make sense as well. And then this is cursed. It looks like Chuman on this road. But you just kind of gotta learn the road. And then urban is cursed. More stuff in Mariel. Again, kind of hard. This vegetation, this crop wouldn't be, so I don't even know what it is, but it doesn't feel very east to me. Then it's also Volga River Hills, and then, yeah, I guess that's everything. Some cursed stuff in Rostov downtown. And then, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I hope this helped you in your quest to learning short antennas. I'll probably do another video on this, but for the other antennas. But for example, A-type is much smaller than B-type area, so that will be a shorter video. I might even do like A and very B or something on the same one, or A and tilted, because A and tilted are fairly straightforward to region guess, I feel, because you don't have to worry about east at all. But again, for east a lot of the time, you just learn the road. Yeah, it's like, okay, you've got a diagonal line, so you just guess the latitude based off how far Sweden is and how cold it feels. So yeah, I'll probably do another video like that soon. Like a follow-up to this one. I'll probably call this like Russian short and Geoguessr Russian short antennas part 1 B-type. And then yeah, I'll do something like that. And then we'll have another one a few days after or the day after for C-type, A-type, etc. And then blurred as well, but blurred is kind of trivial, I feel, because it's like 2 clusters. And then yeah, but yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and peace.